subject. Today, this is about anti-black memes being used by racist whites. A story from Video Poet. He's an Afro video blogger who goes to the amazing places and, much like what you would like to do, goes off to tour the real sights of the cities he enters. And he says that in his own hometown, he's not even welcome because they think that videos are portraying African men in a negative light. And justly so, to be skeptical. We're talking about anti-Semitism, black memes being used by white people to portray funny jokes. You know, you click on the profile in some of these social sites, social media sites, and these are white people behind these funny black memes. Most of them are ugly and grotesque. And we're going to delve into why there's such a explosion in the epidemic of using black people's faces as jokes for social media. Why?
No guide, nobody. Those are foreign land, and I can vlog anywhere there, no bothering. My hometown, I need a guide. Could you imagine that? So I went to my hometown. I didn't even bother doing anything there because I know the mentality there. You know, I did only small video here and there with the dancing, with the party and the street. And then I went to the bus station 3 days later to get on the bus to go to Mali. Lord have mercy, that was the worst thing ever happened to me in my entire vlogging. I came in the morning, as I would normally do my intro in front of the bus station, trying to get on the bus to go to Mali. I did my intro, and only 30 seconds, then the sky opened up. It started raining. So I ran into this small shack in front of the bus stop, in front of the bus station, in front of the compound, trying to put my camera in my bag. Over there was about 18 to 22 young boys between 18 and 25. One of them asked me, so, brother, what are you doing with this video? I looked at him, I didn't say anything because I know what was leading to it, because I had a lot of problems in Abidjan. People are saying, what are you doing with this video? You probably go film us and take our head off, put somebody else's head on who is making a porn or robbing a bank. The police will be looking for them. I say, are you kidding me? And I will be posting it on WhatsApp or Facebook, because they don't talk about YouTube that much, because most of them, they're not on YouTube. They're always on WhatsApp or Facebook because the data roaming for those is cheaper for them. I said, really? These guys spend about 20 minutes explaining to me how people can make film with a cell phone and upload it on WhatsApp or YouTube and remove somebody's head and put somebody else's heads on, making all this crappy stuff, and the police, they will be wanted by police. I said, whoa, that's interesting. I never heard of that before. Anyway, I got away from him. When this kid asking me, what are you doing with this video? Now all these things in Abidjan came back to me. I didn't say anything. He kept repeating this. He got mad why I'm not answering his question. I said, young man, the reason I'm not answering your question because my video making nothing to do with you. I don't have to answer you because I'm not filming you. If I was filming you, yes, I will ask you to, but I'm on the street over there. You are sitting here. Why do I have to tell you anything? He said, no, because as long as they see me and I'm in front of their company, that's a bus company, and I need their permission. I said, no, I'm not inside your compound. I'm in the street. Your gate is over there. I'm here. Why do I need to tell you anything? What he said is his right to ask me, show him my permission to film me. I said, no, I don't have to show you anything. You have a right in your company. I have a right in the public property. This is for the government. That they got mad. Now they jump over me, grab my camera, literally get my head in lock. They want to delete my film, so they don't know how to use this camera. They broke my microphone, literally they smashed my camera on the floor. Somebody was screaming, if you don't let the camera go, they're gonna break your neck, because I want to protect my film, my camera. And oh my God, literally all this memory was flooding back to me. In US, when I was doing the film school in photojournalism, in a film school, one time my teacher sent us out, to do different projects. I went to Santa Monica. I did my film. I had my tripod and I was filming this lady, policewoman, literally directing the traffic. And this guy, I'm doing this video very quick and very fast, so though it doesn't have to be too long. So this guy literally came from nowhere. He said, oh, why are you filming me? I said, no, I'm not filming you. She said, well, he want to see it. And I showed him the footage. My teacher said, what? you let him touch your camera. I said, yes, sir, because he wanted to see, I wanted to make sure he was not. He said, oh, no, 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 stop. He said, he did to also, that's another example. You never, ever let anybody touch your camera. You are the photographer, you are the filmmaker, you are the video. Nobody, this is your property. Nobody is allowed to touch your camera. You don't, even the police, you don't show them anything. If they take to the court, to the police station, they know better. So they're gonna deal with the court in that. It's your property. As long as you're in a public property, you can film whoever, wherever is in that place. So then let us deal with the rest. So that came back to my mind because they had my head in a lock. And literally my head, they were shutting. It's a COVID time too. Everybody's screaming. Nobody had a mask. I had a mask, was almost here. People are screaming, yelling, lady, break his neck, break the camera, smash your camera, break his microphone. So then one guy said, if you don't let it go, they're gonna break your neck. So I let the camera go. I said, okay, let me show you. I showed them, and they said to delete. I said, okay, I'm gonna delete it. I delete it. They will not show. They hold my camera. They call somebody else on the cell phone to come and reformat, because that young kid knows more about the camera, trying to reformat my film, my video. So that's another lesson. Luckily, that's another thanks to the film school and thanks to photography. Thanks to the photojournalism. They tell you anything, anytime you go out to do filming, anytime you go out to do photo, when you come home, transfer your footage into external drive. On the sky, somewhere, get it out of your camera, because something wrong with if your camera malfunction or something goes wrong with your camera or your SIM card, you're gonna lose entire work of the day.
We're going to start off with key terms: cultural appropriation, minstrelsy, cultural denigration, caricature, abstract. The subject today explores how structural racism encodes itself into social media. Subjects include digital blackface and racism on social media. I am an Israelite who invests in thinkers, journalists, scholars, filmmakers, and public policy analysis who generate big, bold ideas that have an impact and spark new conversations about the most pressing issues of our day. The book, film, and multimedia projects that brethren will work on during their fellowship will cover a wide range of policy topics, such as the emergence of the global anti-Israelite agenda, the colonial roots of global mental health, the civil rights movement, which we'll extend to human rights, shout out to 𝕊ℂ𝐇𝐄𝐁_𝐑𝐄𝐖𝕀𝕊, wealth inequality as seen through the gaze of service workers, not middle class, endangered languages such as Hebrew, and more. Why? Why the increase in black memes? Why are memes of black people reacting so popular online? Part 1 of 3. 1 of 3, excerpt. From Lauren Michelle Jackson's Your Favorite Meme? Chances are it was influenced by black culture. Cultural commentator Lauren Michelle Jackson says the chances are pretty good that many of your favorite memes were created and or influenced by black culture. It's an argument she makes in her book, White Negroes When Cornrows Were in Vogue, and other thoughts on cultural appropriation. Cultural appropriation. What is cultural appropriation? Cultural appropriation refers to the use of objects or elements of a non-dominant culture in a way that reinforces stereotypes or contributes to oppression and doesn't respect their original meaning or give credit to their source. It also includes the unauthorized use of parts of their culture, their dress, dance, etc., without permission. Appropriation. Appropriation refers to taking something that doesn't belong to you or your culture. In the case of cultural appropriation, it is an exchange that happens when a dominant group takes or borrows something from a minority group that has historically been exploited or oppressed. Cultural denigration. Cultural denigration is when someone adopts an element of a culture with the sole purpose of humiliating or putting down people of that culture. The most obvious example of this is blackface, which originated as a way to denigrate and dehumanize black people by perpetuating negative stereotypes. This concludes part 1 of 3. Excerpt from Ellen E. Jones. Why are memes of black people reacting so popular online? The online popularity of images of black people, quote unquote, is a fact of internet life and, in recent months, an increasingly controversial one. Racist caricature, a picture description or imitation of a person in which certain striking characteristics are exaggerated in order to create a comic or grotesque effect, and impersonation are widely accepted tools of white supremacy, but it's when minstrelsy's 19th century traditional tools of boot polish and a wig are replaced with 21st century equivalents that the confusion begins. Minstrelsy. Minstrelsy. The form of entertainment associated with minstrel shows, featuring songs, dances, and formulaic comic routines based on stereotyped depictions of black Americans, and typically performed by white actors with blackened faces. Are GIFs being used to disseminate, spread racist stereotypes in cyberspace? Was the, quote, black marching band dances to Fleetwood Mac, unquote, meme an example of, quote unquote, digital blackface? As suggested in a recent high traffic Twitter thread? That's a question. Is there something problematic about white people using brown-skinned emojis? That's a question. And what about the Black Lives Matter Facebook fundraising page that was revealed to be run by 2 unaffiliated white men in Australia? That's another question. And I am affiliated with Black Lives Matter. I do support. Not all lives matter until Black Lives Matter. It's significant to the Jew first and then the Gentile. It's significant that digital blackface's first boom period around the turn of the decade coincided with the Obamas moving into the White House. I'll say that again. It's significant that digital blackface's first boom period around the turn of the decade coincided with the Obamas moving into the White House. They'll deny it now, says Hudson. But seeing accomplished, attractive, stylish, and intelligent Michelle Obama on the global stage shook a lot of folks who didn't consider themselves racist to their cores. There was this desperate scramble to squeeze her into some semi-relevant stereotype of a black woman, end quote. The point, however, is that all these instances of digital blackface exist within the same cultural context, a racist one. Begin quote. Everything we do online plays into and often plays up pre-existent notions of race, gender, class, sexuality, says Lauren Michelle Jackson, the Chicago-based cultural critic whose 2017 Teen Vogue article first brought the notion of digital blackface into the mainstream. And yes, That would include deliberately using the wrong color emoji. The average internet user, on the other hand, seems far more prone to react defensively to any discussion of digital blackface. Typical responses include scornful skepticism regarding the very concept, accusing those who raise the issue of trivializing real racism, and railing against the injustice of meme segregation. This despite the fact that Jackson and others have repeatedly said they're proposing nothing of the sort. Of all the responses, though, there is one that Jackson finds particularly bemusing, and I begin to quote like this. White people who have now sworn off GIFs forevermore and are telling me all about it, when I never asked for that. It seems like people with that response are more interested in brownie points for being a good white person than doing the more rigorous ongoing work of checking their behavior online. End quote. These memes genres also disrupts white supremacist logics and performative racial ignorance by framing Karens and Beckys as racist. These memes genres also disrupts white supremacist logics and performative racial ignorance by framing Karens and Beckys as racist. Part 3 of 3. All because there are a bunch of Euro Gentiles posing as blackface, as to say that a picture of a really dark person of melanin is funny or a joke in itself. That is disrespectful and very, very, very anti-Semitic. We will talk more about the business, Salaki. We will talk more about the biasness of the media business and her outlets. References will be in the description. I will upload this transcript. Shalom, shalom. This has been Yosef, Charleston, Hebrew Israelite, South Carolina, fighting a good fight till the Messiah get back. Doses.